Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're having a good morning. Oh, I got get my pillow under there. I don't think this thing's bugged out today, but let me just spray it a little bit just in case. Well, I didn't do much last week as far as videos was concerned because I was a little under the weather. Allergies, I'm pretty sure. My wife said I might have had a cold, but I didn't feel achy, which typically is what happens to me. But right now I'm doing good. So I'm going to have a little sip of coffee and we'll get to talk, started talking. Hope you have something to get your day started. Lou and I had a good walk too this morning too. That's a great way to get your day started. It's a nice little walk around your neighborhood. Mm. Ah, that tastes good. So this morning I want to talk about sucking all the air out of a room. There's pet peeve of mine. I hate it when I don't see this very often, but you guys would know it more as a comedy special. A lot of times comedians would go out and show how clueless people were about different subjects. Of course, we knew they talked to tons of people and asked them questions, but they waited until they had somebody that really didn't understand understand something. Excuse me. Goodness, what happened there? And you'll run into somebody that doesn't understand, is really bad at geography, for instance, and you'll ask them, yeah, uh, how many countries are in Antarctica or something like that. And they say something ridiculous. So then they'll show that on the video for everybody to laugh at the person. The ones I really hated the most was there was times when reporters would go out and they would quiz people about the current affairs. And this was not for comedy. They were trying to ridicule the average man on the street in their inability to know what's going on. And it annoyed me because, it's like, why does the average man on the street need to know what's going on? Yes, you're a reporter and it's your job and you're paid to do that. But they have jobs and families and things they have to do for their community. Why do they have to know about a an attack on a military base in some far-flung area of Asia? They would, like I said, it wasn't like for laughter. It was really to say, see how clueless the average person is. So, um, the guy that does the Dilbert cartoons, Scott Adams, used to talk about this, and I think this is true. He had a theory, and I kind of agree with his theory. He said that there's only so much air in the room. And when you use up the air, even important things don't get discussed. Ran across this recently with a friend of mine, very intelligent young man, um, very connected socially and stuff like that. He, he's on his phone and his computer, not to the point where it's, you know, he's very respectful and interacts with people. So it's not like he's on it constantly, but he does have it available and he does seem very up to speed. So the, oh, Luna, come get it. Get one underneath. So he started talking about the purchase of Twitter and Elon Musk and how he was laying off people and how Twitter was going to go away. And I said, well, I don't know if he needs that many employees. And he says, yeah, he does. How can he run it without those? And I said, well, depends on how efficient your company is, how much rewrite you have to do. And and I made a joke to him that uh, FTX had just as many employees as Twitter. But I said, of course, and it was worth more than Twitter a month ago. Now it's not. And he's like, what's FTX? I'm like, are you kidding me? It's one of the huge, this is billions of dollars got lost. There's a huge financial thing. I mean, this is enormous. This might, you know, many people have lost their life savings because of this scam. And he's like, I've never even heard of that. Sam Bankman-Fried? You haven't heard? No, haven't heard of that at all. So in his world, the air had all been sucked away by the stuff with Elon and Twitter. In my world, I knew about that, but I didn't know as much as he did. But I did know about the FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried scam of, you know, probably close to $10 billion he stole from people. So even though both of us are connected, both of us get some news on our phone and read a few things, he hit the oxygen and got sucked out of the room by that event. And mine, I didn't have as much on one, but I had it on the other. And I'm not saying this to ridicule him. I am not. Please do not get that. I'm just saying if you focus too much on something, it tends to suck things away. One of my big heartburns with Donald Trump when he was in office was his ability to suck all the oxygen out of a room. He wanted everything to be about him. This may offend some people, but and this is my personal take. One of the biggest problems with him when he was president was we couldn't talk about things that wasn't centered around him. And that's not good. We need to talk about how to improve our economy, how to tackle poverty. We need to tackle lots of different things that are going on in our communities to make them better, more wholesome. And sometimes you don't need politicians and politics to become your 24/7 news cycle. It's good when people don't have to read about the latest statements from AOC, uh, Schumer, and everybody else. It's good when people can actually listen to researchers and scientists that are telling, here's a better way we can uh, produce some of the raw materials we need with less contaminants and less impact to our environment. We're going through a big shift. This is again, I don't know how many people know this, but there's an enormous shift going on right now. We were a uh, gas, oil based energy technology, and we have now decided we're going to shift toward a different one, mostly electricity from multiple sources. So batteries and storage are becoming crucial now. Well, we don't have the materials to make the batteries and the storage. So we need to make a lot of manufacturing changes and grab a lot of raw materials out of mines and different other areas, and hopefully won't destroy a lot of pristine, beautiful places when we do that. So that's the big. I know that sounded like a little bit of a rant, but my point is that kind of information and that kind of awareness, you get that if you get a little air in your room to breathe a little bit. If we could just breathe a little bit, we might be able to actually enjoy that. So, how do you get air in your room? It's a hard thing sometimes, isn't it? Because, like my friend and him discussing Twitter and Elon makes me want to learn more. It wants me to pull some air out of my room. But then I was fortunate enough to ask him about the other thing and realize, it's okay. I'm getting, wow, she gave me a lot of balls today. Uh, I'm getting a lot of things in my room that he didn't. So it's not like I'm missing a lot of things. I'm just paying attention to something else. So realize, I guess this is the key thing. I'm surmising this, and I actually thought about this earlier, but I'm coming back to it. You need to realize that you have only a limited amount of air. We like to think we're infinite and we can do anything, but sometimes a little bit of air is all we have. So if you have a limited amount of air, make sure you spread yourself out. Make sure you get lots of information from lots of different sources, and but yet breathe. Your family, your community are far more important than anything else on the planet. They're more important than Putin attacking Ukraine. It's more important to know what your son, your daughter, how they're doing, how they're feeling. Are they okay? If they're not okay, that's going to impact you far more than anything external. So make sure you've got enough air to listen to them. One of the nice things actually about the technology we have right now is you can pause it. It's on demand typically. So when those people that are really important in your life, your coworkers, your family, your friends, your neighbors, ask you something and you're in the middle of doing something, pause it. Stop it. Don't miss that opportunity to get more information from them. All right. I'm going to close it off there. You guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you're getting enough air so that you're not getting too lightheaded with all the news. Because, geez, we got all these other things. We even have the GPT AI chat bot, which maybe I'll talk about tomorrow because I've been talking to it, and it's amazing. Anyway, you talk. I'll talk at you later, and you have a wonderful day.